Bethany, can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Perfect, thanks. Okay, Martin.
All right, I'll call the meeting to order at 5:45 p.m.
All right, roll call. Chair Martin Gilmore.
Here.
Vice Chair Kyle Conrad.
Here.
Erica Kriesel. Here. Leah Moran is excused. Stacy Potash. Here. Shane Smith.
Here.
Catalina Johnson.
Here.
Okay. And Councilmember Chelsea Nunacamp just walked in. Thanks. And staff, we have Director Christina Underhill and Library and Cultural Arts Manager Bethany Lafferty.
Great. Moving on to approval of the minutes from last meeting. I wasn't here. So.
I'll approve the minutes.
Second. Do we have a second? Sorry.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. No public comment tonight?
Nope.
So moving on to new business, Commission Member Adams vacancy.
So we have a vacancy and we can move.
With the board's vote,
Yep.
we can move Catalina into the vacancy, according to City Clerk's office.
Yep.
So,
I'll make a motion to do that.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. You're good.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Congratulations. See, you attend one meeting.
Responsibilities just got bigger.
Great, I'm Martin.
Yeah, do we want to introduce?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we didn't do a very good job last time.
No, do you want to start?
Yeah, so I'm Kyle Conrad, the vice chair. I'm Erica Kriesel.
Shane Smith.
I'm Stacy Potash.
We've met.
Yes.
I'm Martin Gilmore, I'm the chair.
Christina Underhill, director.
Debbie Severa.
And then online we have Bethany Lafferty. She is our cultural or library manager, but also oversees cultural arts as well.
Perfect. Very nice to meet you all. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
Welcome.
Okay, on to red line murals, Broadway tiles, Dartmouth.
And I would actually say none of these are red line, they're city.
Okay,
City projects.
we can enter that.
So I guess any updates from the city on any of those?
No updates currently. You were working with the communications team for the call to go out. That hasn't been posted yet, I don't believe. We're still working on that. So within this month, we'll get that up.
Okay.
Are we just doing that through the city, or are we doing that through cafe?
Do both.
Both of them?
Well, no, we were gonna use
city.
the list we have already of artists that are local, and then we were gonna post it on our social media as
Yeah.
well. We weren't gonna put it on cafe
No,
because we
because of the
wanted to
cost.
keep it.
Yeah, and we want to keep it local, and I think it's gonna it will really change the price of that tiles project if we put it on cafe. So we're gonna, yeah.
And we were gonna ask for proposals for cost versus saying, we have this much money, because I guarantee everybody will ask for this much money.
Yep.
So we'll get them to submit proposals if artists are interested in doing that, and then we'll go from there.
Christina, did they confirm the rights to use the wall?
Oh, I haven't heard, because that was gonna go on any and all bikes, right?
Yeah, Chris made a comment that he thought maybe there was a challenge, and so,
Oh, okay.
I
I
wasn't
haven't
sure.
heard, so I will follow up with Chris.
especially before we post it, we should make
Yeah,
sure.
that's a good point. Luckily, it's his team we're working with, so
Yeah,
he may put the stop on it if there is a challenge.
well,
but-
there are two, I think, maybe they were saying like one was a challenge, maybe the other one could work, and there's, the two sides, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll follow up with him.
Cool.
I guess with Redline in the title, I would love to know if there's any updates from the city about Redline.
So Redline is, last I talked to Hillary Portal, who's over EDDA and was working with that first floor across the way here.
Yeah.
Redline, as of 2 weeks ago, was in the contract signing process. And she wasn't sure what that was, because we're working with an outside agency, LNR, who owns a lot of the properties, and they're the agent. for their properties. The Guild is moving in, which is also in this building right
Oh,
here,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's good news, there's movement. Red Line was next, and then the Inglewood Historic Society was also part of that group. And
Okay.
so they should be very close, if they haven't signed yet, it should be happening soon. Once those papers are signed, then they can start the process of the tenant improvements and getting moved into that space.
Awesome.
So the good news is we're much closer than we were this time last year.
The
Awesome.
mayor gave a report in Councilmember's Choice on Monday night from the EDDA meeting. Are they taking office space there too? I thought
No.
maybe they were.
She hasn't said anything to me if she is, but.
I'm hazy because it was like 10 p.m. But when he gave this information, but I think he said that it sounds like it's imminent, like within the next few weeks is when folks will start moving in.
Which is gonna be really exciting. When we have events out here, all three groups have said that they would like to participate, so they can either open their doors or come out to the event. They'll be right here on site. So I think from our cultural arts side, it's exciting because they could be doing some active art projects or whatever. But yeah, a lot more to come on that. We may invite them to another meeting here once they've moved in.
Yeah, I haven't heard from Louise since I last spoke to her, and I had sent a couple emails, but I know it's been busy, and there's also like this waiting game of if they had signed or not, but I do think once she signed, she wanted to come back in and talk to us.
Excellent, good.
So hopefully that's still.
Okay, if you have her contact, feel free to reach out and
Okay.
just check in with her, because she can probably give an active update more than.
Okay, I'll reach out to her again. I just hadn't heard from her in the last emails, but I also know people get bogged down, and if they aren't fully, like if they're working on that other side, it may take a moment.
Sure.
Cool.
And I think the Dartmouth mural was the one from under the bridge.
Dartmouth, yeah, Santa Fe and Dartmouth, it's gonna be on that northeast corner up top, so that'll be part of the call as well that we'll ask for
Okay.
is to submit some, if they're interested.
I guess there is one more detail on all that. Did you know if we got the funding from the wayfinding?
Yeah, we're good to move forward with it, we just need to get prices and then we'll, take those funds and use them.
Awesome.
I know we had talked about, which kind of goes with the next thing, but opening it up here, if the median art falls through, about possibly doing mural projects on Hampden.
Yeah.
And we kind of discussed briefly about that.
Yeah, we
It's
talked
just-
about the, right outside here of Chuck E. Cheese on both sides, we've just got the concrete and it was really pretty boring, so that might be an opportunity for
Is it-
murals.
And the same thing at like Broadway, is that still going to be redeveloped? Because those are pretty, I drive past those walls twice a day. I'm like,
Yeah.
we could probably use something here.
Definitely, yeah.
But if that's still going to be redone. Anyway,
It's funding dependent and the funding is not come through, so it's on indefinite hold. for the-
that's what I was wondering, like, is it worth trying to move forward with the mural or waiting?
It's very complicated.
Okay.
It's just
Let's
like
leave it alone
the
then.
city center moving, it's
Yeah.
complicated. There's a lot of literally moving parts to everything. And so, yeah, I wish we had a definite,
That's
yes.
fine. Well, let's leave it alone.
Okay. Yeah, I think we hit the Dartmouth Santa Fe, do that mural first, look at maybe down here. This is a large space. It could be very expensive to do a mural, but it could be very simple colors too, you know? Doesn't have to be too complex. So, yeah, and it's CDOT, so we have to get approval for whatever we do.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which sounds like it's really easy. Okay, cool. Is that all we have?
I think that takes us into Hampden Median Art.
Does anybody else have comments or? Okay. I just realized I sent you I copied and pasted the red line thing. That's my fault. We can delete that.
Okay.
I had a list of things I wanted to talk about, and I said that was all together. Okay. The Hampden Median Art.
So Debbie's been awesome. She's completed the applications are in. We just got the quote in for traffic control, and that's the last piece we were waiting for. So traffic control is going to be between $800 and $1,000, which is actually, it sounds like a lot, but it's a lot lower than we expected. Traffic control sometimes can be in the thousands of dollars. And so we've got those quotes in. We're waiting for the official to come through, and then we'll submit to CDOT. So CDOT has approved recently our wayfinding gateway entrance signs that have been installed, which is good news for us because initially that was kicked back saying there's red and green in it. Those go against our colors, and then they approved it. So we have high hopes that both art pieces may get approved, and we'll be able to install here shortly. But the once it's sent to CDOT, there's no guarantee on the timeline of when they'll get back to us. It could be within the week, it could be within the next 3 months. But the hope is we hear back quickly. We're working with public works staff who have direct contacts with CDOT employees and hoping to speed up that process. So still moving at a turtle's pace.
It is still going forward though.
Yeah, so we've done the down payment for the first half. Worst case, we'll just finish it off and pay for the whole RP, so we will own them fully, and then they'll be in our hands then. So if we move forward with installation at a later date somewhere else, we'll at least have those pieces. But right now, we still are moving forward with the medians until we're told no.
Where do we put them once we have them? I'm just curious.
Oh, actually storing the pieces, if we end up storing them, we'll find we have a spot on the first floor of this building that has some storage that's caged and locked, that we could place them in, or we also have secure storage over at our service center down the road.
Cool, all right. I mean, we were talking about maybe alternate ideas, but I guess we'll just press on with that.
Yeah, I think in the next month, we should have a better idea of where we're at, and if it's not looking great that we can put them in the medians, then the next meeting we'll have that conversation of what other ideas do we have of places that we can put these two pieces of art.
I would think we can submit the applications before the next meeting.
Easily, yeah. Yeah.
So we should know.
Would we need CDOT approval for Broadway or just Hampden?
Just Hampden, I believe. Yeah, Broadway, we have a little bit more control on.
And Old Hampton, right? Old Hampton and Broadway.
Yeah,
Is it just because Hampden's a US highway?
correct.
Broadway's a state highway.
Right.
A big road, okay. Cool, any more on that?
The second call, we're starting to receive
Okay,
applications. So right now, there's like less than 10,
Okay.
but we still have like a month. So I think that's when they'll really start coming in.
okay, great. Yeah, it closes on the 30th.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Great. That's it. That's all the stuff. Anybody have any other old business they want to visit? Cool. On to upcoming events.
Yeah, so Tony wasn't able to be here tonight. She actually sent me an email for events. The next event we have is Hop and Shop, which is going to be at Bellevue Park on Saturday the 23rd, egg hunt. And then there's going to be some vendor booths set up and city booths that'll be there as well. And so stop on by for that. I believe it's 10 to 2 is the event for that. But Tony had a couple questions. She wanted to know if the commission is interested in hosting artist booth for any of this year's events. You don't have to answer tonight. Think about it for the next meeting. Look at our event list and see what events that you might want to have them at. The block party, our summer markets had some artist booths, and is there another one? Oh, the holiday event as well. So those were the booths you guys sponsored last year. And then she had a question of, are you still interested in sponsoring the music for the 3 summer markets? Again, don't need to know tonight, but by next meeting.
I think we approved the money for that.
I think
Yeah,
we
we
did,
did.
yeah.
It's done, yeah.
We're good, so we'll just plan on
We
moving
put it in the
forward.
budget.
Okay.
I think we voted.
Perfect. And then
If we didn't.
if the commission is interested in having a booth at any of the 2024 events, Celebrate Inglewood, Block Party, Celebrate Inglewood's in May, Block Party's in August, and then the holiday tree market and tree lighting. But it's open if you guys see other events you might want to participate in. So, yeah.
Great.
So those are Tony's requests for our next meeting.
Do you want to pull up the budget again real quick?
I've got a printed copy here.
I'm just curious how much we set aside for the music, because we could just re-vote on that if we don't think we approve that. I thought we did.
Well, Martin, I know you helped her procure the artists
Yeah,
for those,
that's
so
no problem.
were we just paying them a set amount?
Yeah, I just budgeted out like like a fair amount for the 2 hours. And I think we maybe upped it a little from last year, but it should be like around $2,000 or something. I can't remember.
So the music, we, for the past couple of years, have provided music at the different events. Each artist comes in and
Yeah, it's
plays.
more acoustic,
Okay.
a small group of musicians. It might be just a single musician or
And mostly local to the area, right? Like
Yeah,
Inglewood.
I would try to find people who are in Englewood or from Englewood. Not always, it's not always that, but that's what I shoot for. Yeah, 2,000.
I'll let her know we've got the 2,000 then that we have approved previously.
I mean, I thought we did, but we could do it real quick if you want to take a vote on it.
I thought we did too.
The what?
We voted on that $2,000 amount for the events.
I'm not sure if we voted on it or if we just presented the budget.
Just presented it. Okay, let's.
So, I'll motion to approve the 2,000 towards music.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right.
I'll let her know.
I do think it might be good to talk about the markets, if that's something we want to support again this year. Did we put that in the budget at all or no?
The grants, yeah.
The grants, where is that again?
It's at the top.
So, artist grants.
So, last year for the first year, we provided grants for artists to apply to that would fund their spot at the different markets around town. I think everyone who did it was local and it was different art for different events. We were a little bit behind on getting the information out, and so we did miss a couple markets. So I do think if we want people to get in those markets right away, it would be good to vote tonight. So that could be another action of letting people know that the grants are available to apply to for those summer markets and holiday markets.
That's what we spent last year, right?
Yeah, that's what we spent last year. I guess the question is, do we want to do it again? Do we think that was successful? Do we want to change it at all? Would we prefer just to do like the block party and holiday market, or do we want to do the summer markets?
Do we know how much, like, each event is, like, especially without Tony here? I'm assuming the answer's no on that, unless Tony.
She waived a lot of the fees
Yeah.
for these artists to come in, so we were just charging the basic booth fee versus all the other.
Yeah.
I think she was helping them because if they don't have like
They had to
tax
apply
and
for
licensing set up, she helped them get through that process. I think she waived that fee, cut it in half so they could easily participate. But then they had their tax and license for other events if they wanted it on their own participate. One thing that did happen last year is we had, one of the grants was actually a vendor from previous years, so, but it was a tie-dye, in that company that came out, they came in as an artist, so that might be something, we'll have Tony look at those who apply and let you know if maybe they have already participated in past, because I think the goal for the grants is to get new artists to be exposed to.
I recall there was an artist that was not an Englewood person who applied for it.
Right.
And so.
Yeah, and the artist selected for the holiday market never responded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many, since we did 1,000 last year and we got it out late, is 1,000 enough then to do all of the events or most of them?
I think it was. I wish I could remember the exact amount.
I mean, it did go out late, but we had probably less than 8 people apply for all of them.
Okay.
It also, I will say, is kind of crossing over into Red Line's work too. And maybe not in the same way, but, Red Line's goals to get artists out into the community and support them and facilitate some of these things, so.
I think that's cool, but then they're coming to Englewood, but since they're not here yet,
Yeah.
it'd be okay to be redundant with it. And if that changes next year, then, yeah, I don't think we're stepping on anybody's toes by also helping artists.
So maybe the stipulation this year would be like you have to be a new artist who's never been out in a market in Inglewood, but would like the opportunity to participate in the market. Cause it is helping them with those business skills too.
Right.
Maybe that be the more stipulation around it so we don't have other vendors.
How would we phrase that, I guess?
And we could think about it till next meeting when Tony's here and see if she has
Yeah,
more
I
details,
think-
but maybe mull
I
it
think let's
over.
think about how we want to phrase all that, because that could get complicated.
Yeah.
In terms of what that means, but we could approve the amount, but I can't, I don't have the minutes from the previous meetings.
I think it'd be actually really great to talk to Tony to see like what she needs before we just
Okay,
vote on money for not knowing where it's gonna go.
good enough.
Well, she can let you know the exact cost per artist
Right.
booth.
Let's hold on.
So we'll placehold that 1,000 till Tony's here, but not vote on it.
Right.
Yeah, and look, if you get time, look at the events page and look at the events that we have coming up. And if there's some that stick out that you want to participate in or make sure we have artists at, then definitely. But yeah, the markets are big. Celebrate Inglewood's more focused on city departments and what other agencies are doing for our residents. But the markets, so the block party, the
And
tree
When
lighting.
is the first market? June or is it
June.
May?
June, I believe, June,
Okay.
July and August.
So if we, in theory, get the calls out by April.
Yeah, after the next meeting, we'd want to release those calls, so you have then the May meeting to at least
Okay.
select the June artist.
Okay.
And it'll be easy to put out that call because we have last year's to go off of.
Okay.
So it can happen pretty quickly.
That sounds like a plan. Does anybody want to participate and celebrate Inglewood? We were there last year as a.
As a commission,
Sure.
yeah.
So that was the one down in
Yeah.
the circle.
Yeah, with the trucks, touch a truck essentially.
That was fun, but nobody came to our table.
Yeah, when I sat there, it was almost, I talked to 2 people.
Yeah.
I don't know that it was worth the commitment, to be honest. Like,
Sure.
we were not a hot commodity. You know, there's other groups that were
It
giving
was
away
nice to
cool
be there, but
swag. We were not in
I
that.
don't know we had a purpose when we were there.
I mean, is there like a craft or an activity we can provide that's artist related?
I mean, if we wanted to look at it like the immersive artist and bring somebody in and then have us talking there, but it's not that it's a different crowd than the block party.
Oh, yeah.
So it did have a lot of kids, but like we're talking preschool kids. I don't know. It's a cool event. My kid loves it.
Yeah.
He thinks it's magical. I just don't know for us that we're getting the word out to the people who are gonna.
When is it again? So,
May.
May, let's see. May 11th.
can we think about it for next time?
Yeah.
Because I didn't mind being there.
Do you want to just sit there and play your guitar?
Yeah, I could do that.
Do
Sure.
live music.
I can do that, no problem. That's what I'd be doing anyway, may as well.
Yeah, just practice.
Yeah. It's a good idea. I should just bring it everywhere. Cool, staff's choice.
Debbie, do you want to cover the training?
Yeah, so, and maybe some of you guys remember this, the city clerks is now doing training for boards and commissions. It can be done online. If you have been on the commission, I think the last one maybe was 6 months ago. But Catalina, you'll need to review it, and I do have a form or yeah. Did you know it's called checklist? You did good. Promote back, I was gonna say she has on her glass. No. And then I'll have you sign that. But for you that have already done it, if you want to go in and just review it again, there is an updated handbook and Bob's rules that's always good to review. So I will send out an email with all the links, and then just when you've got some time, go in and take a look at it.
Cool.
Beth, did you have anything from the library?
No, nothing really right now. We're still kind of working through the details for our next set of art exhibits for this year. So I don't think the first kind of like public art exhibit won't be until April. So I'll have some more information then.
Commissioner's choice. Do you have anything going on?
Are you tracking the Swallow Hill Music Festival?
I just heard about that. I'm meeting with Jesse tomorrow on a different subject.
My understanding is that Swallow Hill's looking, they've hosted this music festival, you might know more than I do, for several years, and they're looking for a new location, and they might be bringing it to Inglewood this year, which would be great, and it might be a great opportunity to collaborate on something that could be a big draw, get a lot of live music in the community. So I think keeping eyes on that would be great for this group.
It's proposed to be at the Little Dry Creek Plaza area for this year. So I know there's a meeting coming up. We have some staff who will be attending to work through the logistics of what that festival could be and some of the challenges that they're gonna have to work through to get the festival in place with permitting and then police and street closures and all that fun stuff. But it sounds like it could be really cool.
Do you know the date?
Do not.
So you're
I thought it
talking
was like September maybe.
Bellevue Park, Dry Creek, that plaza?
No, down the road here on Broadway, Little Dry Creek Plaza,
The new, where all that construction has been, the duck pond.
where the bank building is, the cool bank building off of Broadway.
Oh,
the white, the egg.
That, oh.
Yeah, that area. So there's been some renovations that have
Glad I
done, there's
asked.
future renovations planned, but they want to activate it and try a music festival there, so.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm meeting with her tomorrow. Then she mentioned it. I was like, I haven't heard about that, so I guess we'll.
It's very kind of new, I think they're trying to figure out, they've been talking to the EDDA and the city staff.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's been turnover at Swallow Hill, so.
Actually, the meeting's tomorrow with city staff. I'm gonna be out of the office, but one of our other staff will be attending on behalf of my department. But yeah, more to come. We should have more information by next month. So you gather your information on
Okay,
ours.
we'll all get together.
Person email.
Okay, cool. Great. And that's it. If anyone has any-
Chelsea, did you have any updates?
No, nothing too busy. Is there something that
No, I couldn't think of anything.
coming to
but-
mind? No, the Swallow Hill thing was the only thing on my mind, so, great.
Great. Exciting. That'll be fun. All right, we can adjourn at 6:13. Thanks. I don't know.